episode when my hair was like stupid. I was editing those clips and I was like, nah, this is dumb. But I was like, whatever. Fuck it.
I'm not his brother. She's just doing her job. Shit, drum, shit, drum. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the podcast. It's been a long time.
It's been a little bit, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. We finally made it to the 10th episode. I can't believe it. It's already 10 episodes. It's a lot already. Doesn't seem like it, but to 10. Me, I think, it's like, wow. Because you look at the time frame of each episode, it's like 40, almost to an hour. It's like, it's pretty good.
It's a lot of hours put in.
Yeah.
Even though it's barely 10,
it's
a lot of hours put in on this side for sure. Excited to be here for the 10th episode. We have a cool one, really good topic that I think a lot of people can laugh at.
Yeah.
And people probably have like their own stories as well.
Yeah.
That they'll think of when they're hearing this or watching this. So I'm excited to get this one.
So today's episode is pretty much our most embarrassing moments in our lives, and just kind of wanted get on a more personal.
Just going back and recapping those cringy days back in, whether it was high school, middle school, elementary school,
or even now,
or even yesterday.
Yesterday.
So we're gonna get into some of those. But we also have another really cool, I don't know if it's an announcement, but we do have someone joining us today. You want to take it away and introduce this guy?
I thought it would be cool to have like someone's like on the 10th episode to come in as a guest. That'd be really cool to start that. Maybe every 10 episodes we can have someone at least.
Someone new.
Maybe even your dog Bane.
Well, my niece Lila, 2 years old.
So I'm gonna call my brother, I'm gonna FaceTime him, and then throughout the video, I'll put his picture of his actual reaction so you guys can actually see his face. So here we go. I'm gonna FaceTime my brother. So here we go.
That hoe. Just kidding. I love you. All right. Since we're talking about the most embarrassing stories, I guess, because you guys are brothers, I'm sure you have tons of them. So I'm going to leave it to you guys to start this off. What are the most embarrassing stories or times that you guys had in your life?
Art, you wanna start first? He's taking.
Where do we start with, Adrian?
Sorry,
Which one do you want to start with?
Wait, does he have a beer? Nah. What is that?
It's called Drinks and Gigs for a reason, right?
I know it's 10 a.m. Art.
Well,
my
10 a.m. over here,
Still over there, it's what, like 12?
It's like 1, I think, But
Still. Nah, you get a pass.
That's cool. That's fine. Yeah, I actually, we wanted to make it a little special, for the 10th episode. But go ahead. You have the floor, Art. You have the floor. You're the guest. You lead it up. Tell some embarrassing stories. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I guess we'll start off with the big one, involving Adrian and I.
I love this one.
It was summer of 2009.
Wait, is that actually real though?
I don't know.
I think so. I think Adrian, I was in 8th grade. Adrian was a freshman. So me and Adrian had, I think it's because like we never had internet the whole time in our house, but when we did, because you know how it was. It was like sometimes we had internet one year, the next year we didn't, But this year, that certain year, we actually had internet in the house. And I had just got introduced to some digital gold.
Digital gold.
By another friend. Or he showed me on his little iPhone Touch that he had, like, I think maybe, sometime that summer or something. And I remember showing Adrian. I was like, Adrian, look, check it out. Look what I just found out. And sure enough, you're just surfing the web.
God, man.
So at the time, obviously, we knew we had to do that like real late at night once everyone was asleep.
Well, I mean, it's just different times, desperate measures, just kidding.
But hey, I mean that's what we grew up with. It was technology.
We didn't have the old school magazines. Sorry. Because then you get in trouble if you got caught with that.
So yeah, I don't know how long it went on for, that we were just, almost every night taking turns, just
That sounds horrible. Taking turns. People are gonna be confused now. They're gonna be like, "What were you guys doing?"
Well, it's because we're not gonna masturbate in front of each other, So we would just be like, "All right, you take 10 minutes and then come tap me in when I'm ready."
Oh my god!
Tag me, tag team.
Oh man. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how long it went on for, until one day one of our aunts came over to the house and was helping my mom with something on the computer. And for some reason, I don't know why, she went through the history of
well, it's because we didn't know how to delete the browser history. That was the biggest mistake that we ever did, and we obviously it was something that we learned real quick what the browser history was. I didn't know how to because technology again, we were
you're young and
you don't think of those things when you first started. You start looking up things on YouTube, and you don't think of those repercussions of the media. And obviously, it was just it was one of those moments where, me and Art both looked at each other. If you want to, go ahead and finish telling the rest.
Carry on.
Anyway, so our aunt was there helping my mom with something, and then me and Adrian were just in our room playing with Transformers or something. And then we just hear real loud our aunt, she's like, "Sada!" And I was or we didn't know why she was yelling, but we did. We both, Adrian and I, just dropped our toys and looked at each other, and we just already knew why she said our mom's name like that, and we were like, "No!"
I remember you just went, "Shit!" I just remember seeing Art. We both locked eyes like this, and once we heard that echo of our aunt's voice in the hallway, and it echoed through the whole house, we knew exactly, oh shit. It didn't even have to take my mom. It was my aunt, of all people, that ratted us out.
Anyway, so our mom calls us to the living room. She's like, "What the hell is this? What is this?" And we were like, "Mom, those are just pop-ups." And she believed it for a second. She was trying to, give us the benefit of the doubt. But then our Aunt Terry's like, "No, this was last night at 3 a.m. Look, I have the history right here." We were just like, "What? I didn't know you could check history."
Dang, she even said the time too.
Yeah.
3 a.m.
I don't even remember what happened after that, but I just remember us just panicking, and then when did Mom tell us? She was just she's like, "Yeah, I already called your father."
Yeah, that's it. It was scary, because it's true. We didn't know we don't know anything about the media when we were growing up, and that was our first introduction as far as the computers. And I had a Dell,
I had a Dell.
It wasn't the most advanced, you could just tap out, but this thing you had to actually turn on the power and make sure everything was buttons turning on and off. And
damn, that's funny.
But yeah, I think it was the next day, right, that dad called us into his office.
Yeah.
And had to give us a long 4-hour lecture of what we did.
4-hour lecture. Damn.
Yeah, and you just sit us down in the office, and he's, "All right, so are you gonna tell me, or do I have to bring it up?" And then that happened countless times though in that office.
That's terrible.
Getting lectured and coming out crying. But yeah, Dad was just he was like, "I can't believe you guys did this. I have sick-minded kids." And Adrian, what did you say?
I was just you and I were crying. We were "We're sorry, Dad. She's just doing her job in the video." Sorry to all the families out there. Sorry for everybody who's watching children.
No.
These are embarrassing stories. I have to tell them. Like, it's
That's
just.
the line. She's just doing her job.
No, I'm just.
So
In my
horrible.
mind, I said that, but my dad, he just was lecturing us. I remember, and in his office.
The reason why he was so mad is because he thought we were using his computer at work.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, okay.
If you want to rat out, on Andres, go ahead.
No.
Yeah. If you want to rat out Andres, go ahead.
Speaking of using his computer at work, is that segue into something else? I have not heard this. If that's true.
Andres.
No.
Andres he went through the same kind of thing with us, but in a different way. He was at his office.
No.
Well, I mean, it's just because, I guess we were all like, at the time, we just
discovered that digital gold. It's just because our parents didn't talk to us about that stuff. That's why it was so
shocking.
Yeah. Shocking.
Well,
like we didn't have the birds. and bees
educated,
talk.
shocking.
Yeah.
But it's not educated.
No, I get you.
It was just one of those things, where we didn't have all the answers, and I guess when we got at that time as a teenager,
you're like
constantly, we're wondering, like, why is this happening to us? Like, why am I feeling this way when I'm walking through the hallway, getting up from class, and something happens? I'm just like, why am I feeling like this? Even on the drum line, I used to feel like that. I'd be like, sticks in. I look down. What's happening to me? What's happening? I don't know what's happening. Because it's like your body's going crazy, your hormones, and it just like it's so stupid. Like I honestly hated it because it's like you have to go through that change in your body and.
Yeah, and like sometimes it just, like you said, just be at the most random moments, like you're playing and then just it's up.
Yeah.
It's just like.
Yeah, just be taking a math test and.
Math test. Yep.
I don't know. I mean, there's with that stuff, that was one aspect in our, most embarrassing thing because we obviously, we got caught, and we, obviously, and then I think it was the lead up part of that story is that when we got out of my dad's office, I looked at Art, we were like crying, and then like I was like putting my tears away, and then I just looked at Art and go, Art, but you know how to delete it, right? You got it, right? You know how to lock it down, right?
Gotta open up.
You remember, right?
The history
So we have to go down, make sure it says clear all or delete all.
Next day rolling.
Sorry, everybody, but it's just that's how it was in certain households. Not everybody, just certain things, because we were curious, and obviously it was the wrong way to go about it. But it's because our parents never gave us the birds and the bees talk. They never talked about that. Anytime we would ask them, my dad literally would just go like this. He would stay quiet. And same thing with my mom. She never talked about that. She never said, like, she never thought, like, when we were a teenager, we would get to that point where our body's going to start changing. My dad would once in a while, he'd be like, you're going to go through changes, but
you never explain what.
Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah. And it's a big topic, obviously, that I think every parent's going to have to go through. I'm going to have to go through at some point.
I feel, say you guys say like it happened again.
Yeah.
Like, no, not say it happened again. I'm trying to say, like, would you have changed it? Would you have wanted to know at the time? Say you were able to go back and would you have wanted that talk with your parents?
I mean, obviously, I wish they had sat down with us and talked to us about that, and. And I didn't even take the sex education classes in school because I didn't. No, I really didn't. No, I don't know how I got by with that. I think at the time they weren't.
Did that my freshman year?
It was like health class.
Yeah, that's right, Art.
Yeah. For me, no, I never took it. No. Again, it's just one of those subjects. Yeah. Again, like we didn't know, and obviously, there are classes like that to take, and obviously that's why they show you in class in school. But even then, though, it's still we were like, is this? I don't believe it. I don't want to believe it. Whatever. And so that's why we were still like, no, this is not right. And then I feel like there's more to it. But it's obviously it's just because again, our body, everything, the puberty, everything. I'm sorry. It's just at that time when you're a kid, teenager, you don't understand your body. I didn't understand my body. You know, we didn't understand what we were getting into our body and all the physical part of it. But anyway,
we were just like beasts, you know. It's like most curious, fascinating.
Yeah. Fascinating. That was a bad moment. I think that was one of the most embarrassing moments, I think, for me and Art put together, because it happened to both of us. I can't say that simultaneously where something happened to us in the same time, same year, same everything, you know. So
what a story. I love that story. That's funny.
Yeah.
What else do you got?
Other embarrassing stories I'll share with you guys. I have one. This was at Eastwood Knowles, actually.
Oh, no.
This was middle school. This was when I was like in 6th grade. And at the time when I was, you know, again, it's not high school, but you're still, again, you get all like nervous, the courage to say hello to people, or I was very, very shy, and I didn't want to like talk to anybody hardly, but when I did, it was a big deal. So like at the time when I had my first middle school crush, I gave her a note. I just gave her a note. I said, "Do you like me?" And she responded, and she gave it back to me, and it said yes. And so I was jumping for joy all over. Well, it was during lunch, and she responded.
That must have been a great feeling.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Yeah. I was running around, jumping over, you know, things, and so stupid. This is true. Like, honest to God, I still have the scar to prove it. I was jumping these steps over, like these big steps, like big staircase steps. They had they were gigantic. Yeah. There was like about, I don't know, like a good, like 10 to 15 feet. 10 to 15. Yeah, or whatever, yeah. And I jumped it, and I landed on my hand. I got so excited. I landed on my hand, and then I knocked my air out, and I was like, oh, I just knocked my air out, and I was like, oh, whatever. And then I look up, and my hand looked like this. No. And I broke my arm because I got so excited because of a girl said yes.
A girl liked you, so you got so excited and started jumping over everything.
Over stupid things.
Doing that, you broke your arm.
Yeah.
Because you were so excited.
Yeah. And
that is crazy.
That wasn't even the worst part. So I broke my arm, my bone almost it wasn't like those skater videos that you see where it completely went out. It was just like I fell on it backwards, and the bone sort of almost popped out of my it almost did. It just
bottom of your wrist.
It was pinching through my skin, and so I was bleeding like internally really quick, but like almost like slowly. Like it was slow, but it was coming out pretty like fast at a good pace. So I literally got up, and I was like, oh no, my arm's broken. And then I was trying to run to the nurse, and I had to wrap my arm around my sleeve or my shirt. I put my shirt around my arm, and then I get to the nurses, and she's not even there. The nurse is not even there. It was a sub. And then I open my arm, and like my arm is literally like I'm holding it out like this, and it's like she saw that there was a puddle all around me of blood. And the sub, she was panicked. She's like, I'm not even the nurse. Like, I need to call somebody.
Oh my God.
and then you're the one like telling me, you're like, why is there an ambulance at the school?
I remember we were like in last period of the day, and I just remember seeing the ambulance like from the windows, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what happened. Sure enough, right after school, Mom calls. She's like, oh, Adrian broke his arm. He's dying. And I'm like, what?
He's dying. Broke his arm and died.
I know, dude. I was like pale as a vampire by the time the actual EMS got there. I mean, it was only like 5 minutes because of it was down the street at the time. I remember.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But when they got there, I was literally this color of the board. Like,
what do you mean down the street at the time?
Well, I'm saying the fire department was not too far. Like, it was pretty close. But like, I know, right? I don't know why.
Down the street at the time. It's still there.
It's still there. Yeah.
It's still there.
And I remember just like sitting there, and then everybody they brought the principals in. a couple of teachers, and then
Did any of your like friends see or
no, no one saw, but I did leave like a trail of blood throughout the hallway, and I was like, oh, I hope they don't know it's me. But obviously that was really embarrassing because it's like I broke my arm over something so stupid, and obviously at the time I thought it was, again, like the most priceless thing ever to get a respond from a girl saying, yes, I like you. And I thought, I was head over heels for this girl, my huge crush, and she ended up breaking my arm because of it. Yep. Dang. So that was a real pretty embarrassing moment for me as well.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So what happened with the girl? Did she?
Nope, she ended up going with somebody else.
I remember also in middle school at Eastwood Knolls. This was in 7th grade, Aaron. Remember, I think, I don't know if, I'm sure you remember. That
no, I'm pretty sure I do.
I told you, I was like, hey, you got to ask out this girl if I ask out this girl.
Yeah, I remember that.
And, and I remember I told you, I was like, all right, I already asked my girl. She said yes, so now it's your turn. And then,
dude, like just thinking of that, like I remember like my thought process, dude, I was so scared. I literally remember every like moment that happened from when we were walking back. I think it was from lunch, right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
And then we were like in the halls, dude. I felt so like, dude, my heart is just, I was so scared. But I was so convinced you had already asked the girl you liked. And, well, you didn't. But you tricked me into, and I did it. And, dude, I went up to her and I asked her out. And I remember she said no, right? But she also had a boyfriend at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I felt even like worse because I didn't know. Did you know that?
I think, wait, was that when she was still with Udi?
No. It was Larry.
Oh, Larry.
Yeah, remember?
Larry.
That's when I guess they were like dating. Well, no, they were dating still, but I didn't know. If I knew, I probably wouldn't have done it. That was horrible, man. Thanks a lot.
That was funny for me to watch, though.
No, I'm sure because you were like just behind me, just watching it. I remember.
What else?
Well, I have another one. Another embarrassing story. I mean, what can I say? It's just this. It's just it happens, This was like I remember in when I was I think like 8 or 9 years old, and I was going to Dad picked me up from school. I think I was like in elementary at the time. I think I was like a 5th grader. Yeah, he picked me up from school and he had to go teach a lesson at someone else's house, like one of his friends' house. And it was like a good like a 2-hour lesson. He was teaching like 2 people at once or whatever. And then I was like in the living room just sitting there at someone's house. I don't even know who they are. And then they put on Spider-Man for me, and I'm watching the first Spider-Man. I'm just sitting there just like in their couch by myself. And then the lady, she's like, oh yeah, if you need to use the bathroom, mijo, the bathroom's right there, just hop over the dog fence. And I thought, oh, dogs, like, something small, right? There were 2 big Rottweilers. I can't even say the name. Rottweilers, yeah. Rottweilers. And they were just on the other side of the fence, and they're barking at me and they're looking at me because I'm obviously like in their house, like they don't know who I am. And after the movie was over, I was like, oh shit, I gotta go. I need to use the bathroom. Like, I actually had to go take a shit. And I just, it was so bad because I was like, I need to get over the fence. And back then when I was a kid, like you're taller obviously than a dog fence, but like I was just scared to go over the fence because I was gonna be like, no, I'm gonna shit myself. And sure enough, man, I literally, I tried going over the fence and I tripped, and then the dogs were barking at me, so I got really scared, and I just went back on the couch and I just sat there and just shit.
You went back to the couch
and I was just I just shit, yeah. And so then I remember my dad, after like one of the lessons was over, he just he comes in, he's like, Adrian, what the hell? And then I remember he called my stepmother at the time, and he goes, babe, I'm gonna need you to come pick up Adrian. He just shit himself. And she came, and then I remember I had there was like a big old well, yeah, like I was a big old mess, obviously. And he's like, you need to come get him. I'm still in the middle of a lesson. And she came, and then she put like trash bags, like they're already like big trash bags in the car on the seats, waiting for me. And she opened the door. I just crying, like my head down, because like I couldn't make. I was scared of the dogs, at the time, and yeah, it just happened. Like, and what's crazy is like I never had any like pee or shit stories at school. I never did any of that in school. Like for some reason, but when I was younger as a kid, I always had trouble like. I don't know what it was. Like I was always scared of the bathroom. Like because my uncle used to tell us that Chucky would stab you in your ass when we were kids. And so I was terrified.
I would have never.
I was
anywhere.
terrified to use the bathroom for like the first like 10 years of my life. Yeah. So I was always like hovering.
Still do that.
Still doing air squats. Okay, like in public restroom, you cannot tell me that no one to this day, if you go to a public restroom and it's still dirty as hell, you cannot tell me that you put your ass cheeks on the toilet. No, I still like do the hover. I have to do the sumo squat because I cannot. It's like, I get OCD. I get like anal about it because I look back there and I'm just like, bacteria, I get scared.
Like that can actually get on you and, give you an infection. So that's gross already. But just in general, like, like you see something dirty, especially like at a public restroom, and you're like, fuck no.
And it's always at the most random times. It's always at a Walmart or a Target. Ooh. And you go and it's like catastrophe.
Speaking of public restrooms.
Oh no! Oh man, are you talking about the Cinemark ones? Oh no, we had some Cinemark stories. You got to tell Art that.
I remember that one.
Your part one first.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I was probably like in fifth grade too when the first time this happened. But yeah, it was just a dumb tradition that me and my brothers always did after the movie.
In the stalls,
we would just go into the bathroom. And just like try to get in the stalls next to each other, adjacent to each other, and just start peeing, like trying
on
to
each other's shoes. It's terrible.
That's horrible.
That's what we would do. I'll tell you, man.
Like why? But it's
boys, man.
Yeah, because we were men.
You were men. We were boys, but
this one time, we were doing it. I thought Adrian was in the stall next to me, and then it turned out it was another dude. And I just remember peeing. I'm just like, and then I just hear, "Hey, what the hell?" And I was like, "Oh, we gotta get out of here." So I was like, I was trying to finish up peeing so I could just run out of the restroom. The guy came out right as I was walking to the sink. So I just didn't know what to do. And he's like, "Hey, what the hell's the matter with you?" So I just turned around real quick. And I was just like, "Sorry, sir. Sometimes I miss the toilet. I'm sorry."
You crossed your eyes.
I'm sorry. And so I had to keep the act, I had to keep my eyes crossed when I was washing my hands. So I was just like, kind of missing the water.
Start missing the soap in the water.
Oh man,
so that was crazy though. That's actually like quick thinking to do. No, like on your part, especially for like the age you were. Yeah, like I wouldn't have thought of that.
No, hell no.
I would have been too scared and been like, "Oh, I'm sorry," like, and then started crying or something.
Serious, yeah.
Crossed his eyes.
The part 2 of that was again. I was like a freshman. This happened when I was a freshman in high school. Never again though. After that, and going after the movie theater. It's like it's already 11 o'clock at night after the movie's over.
But we went. It was like the latest movie.
Oh, so
we got out like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, and again, go to the stalls, and I just go. You guys know what to do. You take your stalls, and I'm peeing. And then I'm peeing. I thought I was peeing next to my other brother, Augustine. And luckily we all four. Sorry, we're all together. Augustine, me, Art, and Andres.
Okay, so all of you were there,
and we were all here, and then. I'm peeing. I thought I was Augustine that I was peeing next to my other brother, my other younger brother, and it turns out I was peeing on a big black guy's white Nike shoes that he had.
He probably had those Air Force Ones, man.
White, and then I just hear, hey, this motherfucker is pissing on my shoes, and then look at them liquids. And I got so, I literally, like, it sounded like Samuel Jackson. Like, I just hear it from a distance, like, and I'm like, this is not happening to me right now. This cannot happen right now. Like, I thought Augustine was next to me, and I'm thinking Samuel Jackson. Does he look like a bitch? And it's a Sith Lord. Like, that's what's going on in my head. And so, like, I hear him banging on the door. Open up, motherfucker! And I'm like already like in Dumb and Dumber.
Adrian, I was watching this from the outside because I was the only one that
just
didn't
watching
get
his
a
hands all smiling.
Yeah, so like I'm watching this guy banging on Adrian's stall. He's like, open up, motherfucker. You know, and then like Adrian opened the door and he's just like Benny from The Mummy. He's like, cha-cha, you know, just like, you know, hey, cha-cha, you know.
No. I was like more like Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber in the bathroom scene where he's sucking on his thumb, and I was literally like this, like going, I was.
But then luckily, Ambres, Agassi like saw what was happening and he was ready to fight.
Yeah,
like
and this guy was like at least like 6'2". This guy was like 6'2". So like, yeah, if my brothers were not with me in the stall, like even if they were out in the outside of the bathroom, it would have gone down in that. It would have turned into a Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah. that Cinemark would have been closed down.
Broken sinks, stalls,
elbows. Yeah, it got so bad. And then we're leaving, and I'm so sorry. I really thought you were my brother, and I'm trying to apologize. And Andres had to jump in, and he's like, hey. He's like, he had to like, I'll take care of it, man. Like, I'm so sorry about that, my brother. He just thought it was somebody else. Again, we apologize. I'm so sorry. And then we're leaving
remember he left
the parking lot.
He left the bathroom, and we all just like busted out laughing, you know, because we were like, oh my god, I can't.
But he was still cussing and throwing the finger at me, and like. He's like, you guys are all, that's disrespectful. And he was yelling, and I was like, I felt so embarrassed. Like, I was like, why again, never doing that again.
Yeah.
Never trusting my brothers to sit in the exact same stall that I'm in. So.
Did you guys ever do it on purpose, knowing someone was not next to you?
Well, I mean, if it was just us, we were like, okay, it's just us. But I just thought Augustine moved right next to me, and I literally peed on the guy, like at least a good 5 seconds for him to notice.
Damn.
And they were
white shoes,
Nikes that he had on.
Remember when we went outside though? Like his girlfriend was like pulling the car around, and he like showed the girlfriend, and she was like yelling, like she was like.
She was yelling with him.
No and way. Then he was just like, this motherfucker pissed on my shoes. You know?
Yeah. Damn. That's crazy.
A Sith Lord? That's what I kept thinking, man. I was just like, I'm done. He's too dangerous to be kept alive.
You're lucky, dude. Your brothers were there, man.
I know. That would have been bad. You would
probably got your ass beat.
Yeah.
If it was just you.
For sure, yeah. There's a few we have in high school, too. Kind of goes back to, like, some of the band days and like being in jazz band. There was one Art, you want to tell?
Jazz band.
We were late for jazz band morning practice one time.
So like Adrian and I were always on and off, or like living with our dad one year and then living back with our mom. So we were always going back and forth. And that year we were living with our mom. But like the thing is, his dad was always late too. You know, when we were living with dad, he would make us late. He was always late in the morning. You know.
Yeah, my dad would literally knock on our door every morning. He'd go, "Bye, I'm leaving. See you guys outside." And then we're like getting up, we're getting dressed. We make it on time, which I don't know why he would always do that. He'd always like jump in our room and he'd be just like, "Bye, I'm leaving." And I'm like, "Dad, we're ready." And then, a couple of times though, there were so many times, where our dad made us late for school, like the morning practices. But that was the good thing, is that because my dad was the teacher, we would get away with it for being late. But then that was the problem, is that everybody would again everybody would go up, oh, you're Mr. Avila's son, you guys can just show up whenever, huh?
Yeah.
And I hated that because I was like, oh, you see?
Yeah, it's not your fault that you were late. It's not like you could take yourself to school at that time.
No.
And your ride was him, so like when he got there, you did. You had no other choice.
Yeah. So like being late for jazz band.
That year we were living with Mom, and this was like one time that we were late, like 8 minutes late. And like the jazz band, the horn players are still doing their warm-up exercises. Like they haven't even started.
They warm up for 15 minutes, yeah.
So it's like you're not missing out.
No, because we are not the one. Like the woodwinds have to warm up in jazz band. That takes like 10, 15 minutes.
Right.
So we were like, okay, we're trying to hurry up. I know. Yeah.
It's not just clarinets, but yeah. So we were late, and like we were just trying to set up, and then Dad stops. Like he just leaves the podium, and he's just like, "Art, Adrian, come with me." He's just like walking real fast to
I thought, oh, like we literally show up like 5 minutes late. The practice started at 7:15. We showed up like at 7:25.
Regardless,
we're not even warming up with the band. It's just we and Art are the rhythm section. I'm the drummer. Art was the bass player. So it was like.
So Dad's taking us to Mr. Andrade's office, which is right there in the band room. You know, like with everyone still there. You know, and he's just like walking real fast, and we're like following behind him. And he closes the door and then yells at the top of his lungs, like if no one can hear.
Oh, the whole jazz band looks over me and Art.
And then you can see through the glass, so you're just
yeah. But he's just like, don't you ever make me look like, or he said something, and he was just like yelling at like us.
Me and Art, yeah. And I was like, what? We're literally like with our mouth open, like, yeah, I guess, Dad.
just to like, you know, prove a point.
He wanted to show like
just because we're the Mr. Avila's kids, that we don't get special treatment if we're late, you know.
Wow.
But it was not even in a like, it was so obvious. And so when we walk out the door, me and Adrian just like have our heads down, and my dad's like, okay, so let's start on measure 42. And like and me and
oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, what just happened?
There were so many times, in band, like band and then jazz band. You remember even in drumline, there were a couple of times, even in jazz band, where I'd play a figure, I'd play something, and then my dad would go, oh, whoa, Adrian, and then whatever, and then even during the concerts, a couple of times where he would go up to me and he would go, get your head out of your ass and stop that shit right now. And as soon as he said that, I had to rewire myself, and I'm still thinking about him getting mad at me in front of everybody. And I just was like, okay, let's recap. Okay, let's figure out how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna survive this gig or this jazz band or this marching band gig or whatever. Oh my god, dude, I remember one time I forgot. No, sorry, another story is that I forgot my tenors one time. We went to Socorro. Because I was the one always like unloading. I was always unloading everybody's drum. And one time I was helping everybody get their drums on, and I forgot mine. Yeah. And we get to Socorro. It was like one of the big important some competition that it was like, I forgot, they hosted at Socorro, and then I'm unloading everybody and I don't see my drum, and my dad got so mad, and everybody looked at me like, really, Adrian, you forgot your drum? And I was like, yeah, because I'm helping you guys put your drum in, and because you guys don't know how to put your, I got so mad. But then my dad again embarrassed me in front of all the band boosters. Just get out. He just went, just go home or go pick up your drum if you make it on time.
Did you?
And one of the band boosters, I forgot, it was actually one of someone from the drum line, and she raced with me on the freeway going to the far east side, back to or west side or whatever, far east again. And she was speeding 90 miles an hour to go pick up my tenors, and I literally barely made it 2 minutes on the field with my drum. By the time I got in the field, I was drenched in sweat, and my dad he just went, go deal with that, you go do it. And he didn't even want to look at me. I was so dang. I was really embarrassed. And then everybody in the drum line, I kept ticking a lot. I was messing up, and Edward, all the cats on the drum line, they were mad at me.
Cats, they're all fucking losers. Just kidding.
Yeah, they were mad at me. They were like, come on, Adrian. And I was just
I wish they saw that perspective, though. Like, you know?
It's because I was always thinking of other people's too. I was thinking of, I was always helping them.
I remember you were always like load up. You would always
Yeah.
help load up everything.
And I had to, because my dad would get mad at me
If you
I didn't. If he saw me in the hallway,
It's like, oh, he's
sitting with
slacking
you,
off.
if he saw me in the hallway eating chips, I was in trouble.
Dang.
So like I hated that.
You know what
Anyway,
this reminds me of that story that your dad told where he took out the whole football team with the lights closed.
oh, that's right. He loves telling that one.
That's not even like an embarrassing story. That's just like, he took out the whole football team. It's like, no, you didn't, Dad.
The lights turned off, and then he's like, it was late at night, and then all of a sudden they're like, jump him, and then you see 30 guys. I know. I like the way he always tells that story. It's very animated.
It's like, no, you didn't, Dad.
Mr. Miyagi over here.
I would have been like, Dad, they kicked your ass. Just be honest. What are some other ones or something like that?
Okay.
What, do you guys have some?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was about to say, Art used to do this embarrassing thing to all of us, all my brothers and I. Is he was going through a pantsing phase. He would just pants us. We'd be walking like in the middle of the hallway, and he just pants us. And it's just like, you gotta act fast. You gotta
middle of the hallway, like at home.
Like at home,
Oh,
but
okay,
no. But no. I'm talking like in public places.
Ooh, okay, so it gets better.
You're the one with Andres twice. You got to tell those stories are with the Jeep and then in front of his girlfriend. In one of his high school.
I don't remember where that was when
That was at the house we were living at when we were in high school. We were freshmen.
Yeah, it was just I learned it from my grandpa, because he would just pants himself all the time to like moon everybody.
He'd do that to himself?
Yeah.
To my brothers all the time, but yeah, I think I pantsed him this one time in front of his girlfriend.
How old was he?
Saw everything, and then like 2 weeks later they broke up.
Deal
Mean,
breaker.
man. That's me. No, that's not even. But he did do that though.
Oh man.
He did it like he was on the computer.
When he was working on his Jeep in high school. We were in Clint at our grandparents' house, and our great uncle was there, Sal. Sal and our grandpa were under the Jeep while Andres was on top. Like trying to get something, and he was like I think he was even like on a stepping stool, or I don't know what it was, but he just like was trying to get high.
He was exposed
in the hood.
Yeah, like his whole body was inside the engine. Like he was over his head.
No.
And then both my uncle,
he had
grandpa, and my
basketball
uncle.
shorts on.
Ooh,
And I
yeah.
was like,
Easy
"Wow,
target."
this is too easy. So I just had to go do it. And then sure enough, ended up.
He got it all the way down to his ankles. Like it wasn't like the half crack. It was
where
like
you could,
Art
recover.
mastered it to the point where he did it so fast that it dropped to your ankle. Like good luck. Like you got to cover, or, you got to walk away with something. Yeah.
But he couldn't, like, Andres was like, because he couldn't like fall in the car because he'd get burned or something. So he just stuck his butt out, just like. Yeah, he was like, "Art, what the hell?" And then my grandpa and Sal were laughing. Grandpa just because I go, "It's like a Vienna sausage."
A Vienna sausage. No.
And then I got Augustine really bad at Peter Piper's.
Oh man, that was terrible. Poor Augustine. He was only like 8 years old.
Ah, poor guy.
That virtual reality thing that you would like pull on top of your head.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Just go like,
Augustine was playing that game, and I was like, too easy, man.
That's horrible.
Sorry. It's like you think you're in a virtual reality game. His reality was naked.
No.
Poor Augustine, man.
But I got him again, just like to the ankles, underwear and all. Augustine didn't even react to pull him up. He just like stood there and cried.
Instead of picking him up, he just left it there. He was crying, just cheeks out.
Poor guy. That's funny.
Oh, it actually reminds me too, Andres. I remember he did something like that to one of his drumline buddies when he was in high school, and it was on stage back when we were doing the extravaganza or something. I think it was.
Oh my god!
It was that guy.
Like
he pantsed him one time. The drumline pantsed.
Like during extravaganza or like a rehearsal?
It was like a rehearsal or something.
Even then,
we were rehearsing, and then I remember Andres. He pantsed one or somebody. I think it was one of Andres's friends. They pantsed him, and instead, picking up his pants, he just covers himself and walks off. Instead of picking up his pants, he just goes like this.
Yeah.
There's just so many like embarrassing things, like where I feel like now it's more of like it's little things that are embarrassing now. Like there are times where I remember where I go on a flight with my mother if we go traveling or whatever, and there are times where like sometimes my mom didn't get the exact same seat, and there were times where my mom she would literally embarrass the heck out of me, and I'm sitting where I'm supposed to sit, and there's somebody already sitting next to me, and then my mom got the row behind, and she's like telling the captain, like
the captain.
She's like, "That's my son. Can you switch the seat? That's my son. Can you think we could switch? He's right here. I'm gonna Mom, get the heck out of here."
Mom, get on a different
yeah she's telling them, "Can you land real quick and just switch first?"
Can you land? Yeah, you want to land in the ocean? Yeah, dude, I have two stories.
Sorry, we've been hogging
ones. No, you're good. These are good.
Yeah.
But it reminds me, Art knows one of them. But the first one is, speaking of pantsing, I pantsed Erica one time in front of Stephanie and her boyfriend in high school at the time. And it was horrible because I don't know what we were doing, but they're sitting down in our living room on the couch. Stephanie, and his name was Aaron as well. And we're talking with them, and we're already getting ready for bed, so we're in like our pajamas. And then my sister Stephanie, she goes like this to me. So this, I'm like, that means pants, like pull, like. So I pantsed Erica.
What?
In front of Stephanie and her boyfriend.
Oh my!
She started crying. She got so.
Oh my god!
I got in trouble. My parents came out like, "What did he do?"
Oh,
that
shit.
was so horrible. But like Stephanie told me to do that, so I listened to her. And like, if I told her now, she'd probably start laughing. But it was so bad. The other one is me and Art. Art, you know this one too. And it was when we were at Pressy's house. It was our.
That's right.
It was. I think it was a prom, and we decided to go to his house because none of us were going. And Pressy was lying on the floor. We were playing Xbox in his room.
Okay.
Pressy's lying belly down, playing Xbox, right? And me and Art are behind him, and Art's like, "We should pants him." And I was like, "Yeah, do it, let's do it." So then Art and Pressy was wearing basketball shorts too. So it's easy money for Art. So Art pantses him on the floor.
Holy
And when
crap.
he pantsed him, like, me and Art looked in disbelief because we just saw hair, like a forest. Like it was
Chewbacca,
just
man.
down the crack. And me and Art looked at each other for a good like 3 full seconds, like, this is not real. And Pressy got
Wolfman.
Pressy, like, he got embarrassed, but after a while he was like, whatever. But he just kept going, yup. And we were like, me and Art died of laughter because his ass was so hairy. And we couldn't believe it. And he's just looking at us like, yup. And that was one of the funniest things I remember because it just shocked me and Art. Like, even to now, I'm pretty sure, like, we can remember that moment and just be like, that was so funny. I didn't expect that.
That's
why.
crazy. Yeah.
That's why.
That's what it was. It was just like we were just like, let's pants him, see his butt cheeks, but it was like what was on his butt cheeks.
Yeah. That was like
Chewbacca,
yeah. It was oof.
Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, I was gonna say real quick. Do you have? I know because you're in the army band. Do you have any real quick? Just maybe you can finish it off with you. Any embarrassing stories that you have when you were in basic training? Just like any kind of.
I have one thing from basic training. So the whole time it's 10 weeks, right? 10 weeks of basic training. The whole time I managed to stay like pretty like hidden, and like where I always made sure I stood in the back so that like I didn't get called on to do anything. I never volunteered to do anything, because I just obviously didn't want to be there, until like I think it was like week 7. We were in the DFAC, like, for lunch or something. Yeah, I think it was lunch. We're all in line, just getting our food, whatever. And then like we sit down and like you have to eat real fast. And like I had like a salad and some, meat and potatoes, whatever. And I always like ate my salad first. And when I was poking at my salad, I saw something move. And I was like, oh, what the hell's this? And then like I kept poking around, and sure enough, it was like a little bug just like in my salad. And I was like, oh, dang it. And like I like looked at the guy that was next to me, and I was like, I showed him like real quietly, and I'm just like poking at it. And then he was just like, oh, dude, you need to go tell the drill sergeant right now. And I'm just like, no, I'm fine. He's just like, no, dude, go get another plate. Go tell the drill sergeant. And I was like, oh shit. So then like I get up. And I like take my plate, and the drill sergeants are just like standing, and like monitoring everyone. And he's like, the guy that like saw the bug, he comes up with me, because you always have to have a battle buddy no matter where you go. If you're gonna ask a question, you have to have someone there with you. So this guy's just standing there with me,
just listening.
I'm there with my plate, and I'm just like, he's just like, what the fuck's your question, soldier or trainee? Sorry, yeah, they say trainee. And I'm just like, drill sergeant, there's a bug in my salad. And then he's just like, what the fuck? And he's just like, everyone's looking, and he's just like, oh, we got bug boy over here. There's a bug in the salad over here. And I'm just like,
bug boy.
And
yeah.
So everybody,
that was embarrassing. And then like they didn't even know. They still were just like, what platoon are you in? And I'm like, 2nd platoon, drill sergeant. And they're just like, I've never seen you before. And I was just like, dang it. Now everyone knows. Now everyone's going to know me as the salad bug boy or something.
salad bug boy.
Salad boy.
That's
but that was pretty, like, that was kind of embarrassing, because it's like, I never had like gotten called out.
You laid low for as long as you could, and then just got put on blast like that. Dang.
But that was like one little thing I remember.
Yeah. Wow. I think that wraps up half of the stories that we have.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have to do a part 2 to this, because that was fun. But that was pretty cool. Fun stories,
awesome,
good times. Kind of reflecting back from even from like a little bit of years ago to like 10 years ago. It's crazy. So Art, I want to thank you for being on our 10th episode. It's fun to have you, kind of recapping some of the stories and stuff. It was fun.
Thanks for having me.
But we'll definitely do it again. We'll have to have you in for part 2 so we can some more stories. I'm sure you guys have. But appreciate you being on the episode with us.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on Freaks and... Oh, sorry.
Freaks and Geeks. It's the series, but yeah.
Next week we'll have James Franco, guys. So just kidding. No.
Smile. Okay.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. We'll have to. Yeah. We'll try to get you again next time at some point.
Thanks for having me, guys. We'll see you later.
Yeah.
Peace.
All right. Yeah.
All right, guys. That wraps up our episode 10 of embarrassing / funny stories. We kind of just went into like everything at that point. But no, it was so cool just to hear your guys' stories, especially growing up with brothers. You guys were definitely wild.
Yeah, we were
more wild than me because I had sisters, so there wasn't that much. But it's kind of cool to hear that and see that the peeing on people in the restrooms, the pantsing each other.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's why I'm so quiet now. And that's why if you see me twiddling my thumbs, putting my head down, just paying for my past sins, because I'm not as crazy as I used to be, and especially when my brothers are together, it gets out of hand. But like, I'm glad that we've calmed down now. I don't do that shit anymore.
Yeah. That was cool. Well, we'll definitely have to make a part 2 of that, because I think we can go on for even another episode.
For sure, yeah.
So, with that being said, we'll wrap up episode 10.
Yeah, awesome.
Appreciate everyone being here. Our special guest. Well, you guys will probably see him soon. Yeah, episode 10 is wraps. Adrian.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next episode again with some new subjects thrown your way, and stay tuned.
Later, guys.